we stay silent. They thought we'd forget. But justice ain't quiet, and truths don't die. Yeah. They thought we stay silent. They thought we'd forget. But justice ain't quiet, and truths don't die. They thought we stay silent. They thought we'd forget. But justice ain't quiet, and truths don't die.
You ready? We're live, right? We are live. Before we start the podcast, I want to tell everybody that my 5-year-old niece is upset. She's angry. Apparently, she picked out an outfit for me, and I wore the wrong tie. And she's not letting it go. She said, "Why are you not wearing your red tie? Didn't I pick it up for you?" So somehow, some way, I got to make it up to her. So I got to go down to Walmart and buy her favorite toy. And I promised her that on the next podcast, I'm not going to mess this up. I'm going to wear the red tie. This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa through the police body cams. Judge Carol Weimer under the microscope. I want to thank Muhammad for being here. Muhammad, thank you for being here.
Yo, anytime.
Boy, do I have a surprise for you. I mean, I think I've got your favorite investigator. I've got evidence that this investigator, who prides himself being the best investigator in this community, apparently behind closed doors, this investigator is out committing crimes.
You're talking about Chad Mason.
Chad Mason. Now, before we jump into what I'm talking about and what evidence do I have against investigator Chad Mason, I think it's not going to do him justice if we don't dive into who Chad Mason is. I mean, you can't really talk about Chad Mason unless you get to know Chad Mason. You have to know his personality, what kind of individual he is.
Who is Chad Mason?
I mean, he's the community's Prince William County's puppy.
Interesting.
He is, apparently, he's on the news. I think he saved a cat.
Out of a tree?
Could you not? He's on I think NBC4. I'll pull it up in a minute so we get to watch it together. He's on NBC4 running into a burning house, apparently saved a family and their cat.
Interesting.
But I think what we're going to walk away from when we're watching this investigator, we're going to get to know the personality that this investigator has. And it's one thing if I sit here and tell you this investigator is a criminal, you're going to tell me, well, what's your proof?
Yeah, what's your proof?
You can't come out of nowhere and make a giant claim against a police officer that's been with the department for 15 years. And you come out of nowhere and say that this investigator is a criminal.
He's a liar.
Well, you know, you're going to tell me, what is your proof?
What is your proof?
Well, what if I give you the audio where he sat right across Judge Carol Weimer here at Prince William County in Virginia. He got on the stand and told Judge Carol Weimer that I violated department policy. And he's so proud of it, too. He's so proud of it. He told Judge Carol Weimer, I violated department policy. And Judge Carol Weimer entertained it. Now, when you find out what he violated, you're going to understand what really goes on behind closed doors in Prince William County.
So this is different than the violation of department policy that Police Chief Newsham issued about Robert Drum.
Absolutely.
You're talking about another key investigator in the Mustafa Aljazari case, who's openly talking about him violating department policy on the stand. This is on the record.
He gets on the stand on the record and tells Judge Carol Weimer that I violated department policy. I took the SD card in the Mustafa Aljazari dash camera. I took the SD card.
The SD card being evidence in the case.
The most crucial piece of evidence in the Mustafa Aljazari case is the dash camera. Now, when you find out that this investigator got on the stand and he said, I violated department policy, I took the SD card, went to my vehicle, plugged it into my computer, downloaded the files, and then you find out that he is the one that uploaded it into evidence.com.
You know, I wonder what the chief of police has to say about his investigator openly talking about violating department policy.
Well, the giant problem is you have a dash camera that has no audio, a dash camera that's inspected by digital forensic, and they said it has audio, but today we have a dash camera that does not have audio. It's cut before impact. The dash camera is cut before impact. And it has 17 frames missing from the lens facing, the camera facing inside the vehicle.
You know, I wonder what Lieutenant, what's his name? With
Paroque?
Internal Affairs.
Sean Shelton.
Sean Shelton, Gary Spino. I mean, how did they feel? I mean, this is the Office of Professional Standards, okay? Your job, your entire job, the reason why we hire you, we pay you to sit at this police department is to ensure that police officers are following the guidelines and the policies that are set, okay, for this police department, whether it's dealing with the public, whether it's how to handle evidence, how to handle certain situations. There are policies and procedures that are to be followed, okay? And when you're talking about how to handle sensitive evidence in a case that you're bringing against this person, against Mustafa Aljazari, we're talking about how these officers handled this crucial piece of evidence. You know, it's one thing to say, okay, I violated department policy, but here's the evidence. It's all here. You know, it hasn't been tampered with. It hasn't been messed around with. The problem here is the police are telling the prosecutors, here's a dash cam, but it has no audio. Here's a dash cam, but it's cut before impact. Okay? And I think another major problem in this case is I'm looking at a warrant that was signed by a judge that says this warrant is to obtain a dash cam in this individual's vehicle, Mustafa's vehicle. Okay, they describe the dash cam, what it is. I mean, that's how search warrants are.
By the way, that warrant, Chad Mason didn't get that warrant until 2 days after he's in possession of the files that he uploaded to evidence.com.
I mean, again, you know, this is a problem. You have a search warrant that was issued by a magistrate judge, okay? Magistrate Judge Walker, I think is his name, Walker. Okay, he issued this warrant, and you know, with warrants, they're very, very detailed. They're very specific. You have to describe exactly what the item is that you're attempting to seize. You describe exactly what information you are looking for, what you're obtaining. The warrant says all videos of April 5th, 2023. Okay, now problem number one is this police department, this police officer did not follow this search warrant as it was written.
April 5th, the search warrant is for April 5th, right?
But he went in, I mean, it's not my word against his. According to him, he took this dash camera prior to the warrant being issued. He plugged it into his laptop, okay? Into his laptop. He tampered with the files, and according to him, he's the one that uploaded these videos to evidence.com prior to the warrant being issued. And now, once you have the warrant issued, the real question is, this is a 64 gigabyte SD card, yet we are missing 21 gigabytes out of the footage. This camera is on repeat, continuous recording, so you should always have 64 gigabytes on that SD card. And in this case, we're missing 21 gigabytes. So the question is, Why did Chad Mason not upload all of the files according to the warrant from
Well-
April 5th